Dream Team, it's your boy Neal back with another reaction video, guys. Here we are, Boston Celtics 1980-81 documentary, the Dynasty renewed, the year they won the championship. Before we dive in, this is part 4, our final part. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, ring notification bell, get a video a thumbs up so it gets suggested. Oh my God!
Now that the Rockets were only 2 wins away from a world championship, Houston was turning skeptics into believers.
People that asked about why we were 40-42 have to take into consideration a number of things. Partly that we were the second most injured team that got in the playoffs.
Okay, see, that's the question that I asked. I was like, 40. How is this 40 and 42 in the finals if they deal with like a lot of injuries throughout the season? Because that would be the only thing that makes sense about how this 40 and 42 team that got all the way to the finals and they challenging the Boston Celtics for this championship. But injuries play a big factor.
But principally, the fact that in the final games and of the season in the playoffs, we've been able to play Moses for 46 or 48 minutes, Robert Reed for 45, 48 minutes. You haven't had to work in substitutions like you have to over an 82-game schedule.
I don't think the Celtics.
And that was just a normal thing. Players playing 46, 48 minutes. I ain't gonna lie, when Bron used to play, like, because you know what I'm saying? It was series where Bron wasn't coming out. Bron was playing full games, 48 minutes. And I thought that was crazy. I was like, Bron's out here just playing the entire game. Like, he can't afford to sit out. He gets no time on the bench. He's out here playing the entire game. And I'm thinking when I'm watching playoffs where he's playing 48 minutes, I'm like, bro, this is insane. But these coaches, like, they talk like that's normal. Oh, we can, in the playoffs, we can go ahead and play Moses 46 to 48 minutes. We can play them for 45. I'm like, God dang. Sheesh.
They're really that great. I think they just do a lot of things to make them great. They when the game get down to the line, seem like all their players play together and come together. Don't make too many mistakes. They know what they got to do. But Boston can be beat.
Boston can be beat, but it's a lot harder to do in Boston Garden. Something about those banners hanging in the rafters and that familiar parquet floor inspires the guys in the white shirts to win as often as the good guys do in the Westerns. When visiting players hear the closing words of the national anthem and the roar of 15,320 Boston fans, they are reminded of the old Celtics, whose success in the Garden was considered their birthright. It's a lonely place for a visiting fan, but the Rockets felt that a team effort could overcome any obstacle.
Uh-oh. Oh, great kick. Great kick.
The two teams traded baskets for 6 minutes until a 16-1 Celtic burst gave them a commanding.
That's a nice shot. Ooh, good drop off. Nice pump fake. Give me the and one. Thank you. God dang! They jumped out on them fast.
The second quarter was more of the same, and the Celtics built up a 22-point halftime lead. The main
My
Lord,
Lord!
Cedric Maxwell. Cornbread's powerful inside moves consistently paid off for the Celtics throughout the final, but particularly during Game 5.
Oh, that's a nice high release. Give me that. Thank you.
15 rebounds and 28 points were both game highs. But even when he's not scoring, Cornbread is a leader in team spirit, and it's infectious. Witness Chris Ford on the bench.
We have a great deal of enthusiasm on this team. It's very much like a college team. There's a lot of rah-rah patting one another in the back and believing in one another. When you're not out there on the floor, you're on the bench cheering and pulling for the guy that's out there trying to do the job. There's no self-feeling towards another guy just because he's out there playing and you're sitting on the bench. We actually pull for one another, and I think that's what's gotten us this far.
After their 5th game romp, the Celtics found that they weren't the only ones celebrating. Boston fans also deserved a pat on the back.
So I'd say the fact that they're backed by the city is key. I'd say the crowd in Boston is different anywhere else.
The Celtics are wunderbar.
The Celtics are the best. Celtics are
Celtic
great.
fanaticism borders on blind devotion.
We're going to take it 4 straight all the way. Celtics #1. #1.
Number one. Celtics are number one in my heart and in my mind.
Always a horse racing fan, but I love the Celtics now.
There you go.
They're the greatest.
Celtics, we got them.
I love the fans, and this is how you should be for your team. You should believe your team is #1, unless your team is just awful. If your team has a chance, believe they're #1. If they don't, just understand that they can get to #1 someday.
Like can't blame the Boston supporters for sharing the Celtics' glory. Game 5 of the Houston series was the 30th consecutive sellout in Boston Garden. And judging by appearances, that string of packed houses is just the beginning. This is a new generation of Boston fans, and their heroes are not Russell, Cousy, and Sharman, but rather Parrish, Maxwell, and Bird. Still, it is a tradition nearly as old as the Celtics themselves. A Celtic ticket is rarely bought just before game time. Generally, they are purchased weeks in advance, and the fans prepare for games as if they were participating themselves. In many ways, they are.
All right, party!
So excited. I love it. I love it.
It is generally agreed that Boston is the toughest place in the NBA to win, unless you happen to be a Celtic. But win or lose, anyone who visits Boston Garden leaves impressed, and that includes Houston coach Del Harris.
The Boston crowd is a traditional crowd. They've been coming here. They know the players. They know all the nuances, how to help their team get up, how to maybe get on the referees a little bit. In Houston, we won't have quite that kind of a crowd, and in fact, we'll have a couple thousand, maybe 3,000 Celtic fans who have pioneered their way down to Houston.
This is not to say that the Celtics have the only good fans around. Because whatever Houston fans lack in experience, they certainly make up for with their enthusiasm.
No, I don't believe it. Rocket NBA. All right.
Always have.
Hey, man, it's surprise team of the year.
Well, we didn't think they'd make it this far, truthfully, but now that they
I think they're great, and just glad to be here to witness this because I know they're going to win today.
Hey.
At a Rocket game, the Summit sports enough red and gold to shame even a New England countryside in October. The arena has posters, pennants, T-shirts, banners, and every other artifact imaginable to indicate the fans' support of their team. This is
I like that.
basketball's down-home style. You can bet Del Harris and his team were glad to return home from Boston. All of that Celtic green,
I bet.
the guys see red.
Dang, I'm ready to see the outcome of this one because these Rockets fans are crazy, man. They just like the Celtics, they're behind their team.
As the teams lined up for the 6th game of the series, the biggest question mark was Larry Bird. In the 3rd, 4th, and 5th contests, Bird averaged less than 10 points a game. And when
Really?
he forced his 7th game, they would have to stop him again.
Less than 10 a game.
But Larry Bird would not be stopped. Not on this night. After a frustrating series, Bird found his lost shooting touch, and with it, began the rest of his game.
That's a problem. That's a problem. Oh, nice pass. Easy shot.
When Bird is hot, he is nearly impossible to defend. In the sixth game, Robert Reed tried everything, but even when Reed forced a miss, Bird managed to score.
Give me that. Thank you. Bird said we closing this out tonight, y'all. Well, it ain't no game 7. This is game 7. We closing it tonight in Houston.
Reed had actually outscored Bird in the first half, but Del Harris felt that Reed's defensive play should come first.
Whenever somebody releases a shot, I want you putting a rear end on him. He's got 2 offensive rebounds already. Don't want him to have any more.
But what Del Harris wanted was not at all what Larry Bird had in mind. He wasn't shooting, he was passing.
Easy. Nice shot, Neal or Robert.
Larry grabbed 13 missed shots in Game 6 to lead the Celtics in that category. But it was on the offensive end of the floor that his presence was most significant. Bird's 8 third-quarter points turned a nip-and-tuck game into a sizable Boston advantage.
Oh, nice fade. Backboard. Beautiful. Gorgeous.
With an NBA title at stake, Del Harris called time to regroup.
We get out there. All right, now look, we got to take our time on offense. We're behind, but we don't want to get in a hurry. We got to get the points by executing.
Execute. With the season on the
11-point
line, Del
lead.
Harris went back to basics. The Celtic lead actually got as large as 17 points.
Oh,
God
dang.
Final stand.
That. Oh, thank you. Too big down there, man. Give me that. Good pass. Nice finish.
Calvin Garrett's hot shooting off the bench led the way, and the lead was cut to 6. The Rockets were back in it, and they were on a tear. This time it was Bill Fitch and the Celtics.
Uh-oh. 6 minutes left. 8-point lead, or 6-point lead.
When play resumed, the Celtics got the ball to Larry Bird, and he knew what to do with it. With only a minute and a half left, Bird hit this three-pointer, and the Celtic lead went from 3 to 6.
Clutch. Clutch.
Now every possession counted. Robert Reed missed from inside the lane, but somehow he got his own.
Oh, wow.
Bit of a goaltending call.
Oh, let me see that again. I don't know about that, Reb. That didn't look like a goaltend.
Somehow he got his own rebound and the benefit of a goaltending.
No, I don't know. That was close. That was close. Really close.
The lead was back to 4. But that was as close as it got. Cedric Maxwell scored 4 points in the final minute and 20 seconds to guarantee the Celtics victory and sew up the MVP award for himself. Now all the Celtics had to do was hold on.
You still have 20 seconds. You handle the basketball defensively. You saw where they're going for a three-pointer. Cover, put a hand up, but you rebound with 5 guys. Yes. Now listen, you're 1 rebound away from letting a smile on my face. I swear, if you get a rebound, I'll smile. Here go.
Dang.
In
This
the old
is
days,
it.
with only seconds on the clock, Coach Red Auerbach's lit cigar meant another championship. But these days, Boston players will settle for a smile from their coach. With time running out and the Celtics playing keep away, it was easy to imagine another group of Celtics from a different era doing exactly the same thing. The names and faces have changed, but the uniforms are the same, and so are the results. Surely, this is a dynasty renewed.
That's crazy. That's crazy.
I'd like to say that we all had a great deal of respect for Houston and for that basketball team that's sitting in the Houston locker room.
Dang.
It's a great series, and we're just proud to have that championship trophy because of the amount of talent we had to beat to get it. All right.
That did look like a tough series. It definitely looked like a tough series. It looked like a good fought-out series, but a fun one for the fans.
Did you ever get tired of this?
Never, never, never. And I'll tell you one thing. We got off to 13, we're on to 14. They were simply tremendous. They really showed a lot of character all the way through. I think Fitch, Harry, the ball players, they all came through. I'm so proud of them, like any other championship. Yo!
Yo! That was a dope Celtics documentary for that year. Can't wait to move on to the next championship team. That's all we got. You guys got a favorite video suggestion, you can subscribe to Patreon or drop it in the comment section. It's your boy Neal. Out.